Welcome back to Power Your Life. I'm Joanne White, your host. Are you one of the millions of Americans that suffer from back or neck pain? How do you find relief? Many people seek a chiropractor to treat their back pain resulting from a variety of causes, including car accidents, sports injuries, and muscle strains. Other complaints may be pain in the neck, arms, legs, and headaches, and yet chiropractic care does so much more than just treat injuries. To determine if chiropractic care is right for you, we'll look to Dr. Paul Merlino. Thanks for joining me, Dr. Merlino.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So, you're a chiropractor, and I've had chiropractic care for many, many years. I wouldn't be without it. I wouldn't be walking today if it wasn't for chiropractic care in my mind. Mm-hmm. How does chiropractic care help with stress?
Stress. Well, like many conditions that patients will come in and look for some kind of healing quality, basically we do the same thing as chiropractors. We try and help restore the body's sort of healing power. And it's kind of neat that, your show is Power Your Life. What we do is help reestablish that through the spinal column. And I know we talked a little bit about the role of the spinal column, and that most people know that it's for you being upright, but most people don't realize that there's also the nervous system that is inside of that spinal column. So when the body gets stressed out, the nervous system doesn't function as well as it should, and the spinal column plays a big role in that.
You know, I do a lot. Sometimes when I have a cold, I actually rather than go to my primary physician, I'll seek out chiropractic care. And some people will look at me and say, well, why are you doing that? But I always think, too, that chiropractic care is great for preventive health. How does that work with preventing illness and disease?
Well, basically, it's the same concept that I don't really treat any specific condition. I just help sort of rejuvenate the body's natural healing power.
I love that. That's great.
And that's something that most people don't realize, that the spine actually has a role in that. So it's, whether somebody's coming in for specific pain or from an injury, or even things like allergies, or like you said, a headache or something of that nature, the body has that ability to restore that power. Just needs a little help sometimes.
Now, you also have worked with babies and with pregnant women. How does it work with infants?
Well, the techniques are different, obviously, but the concept, again, is still the same, where we all have the same parts. They just may be a little smaller in some and maybe a little larger in others. With older adults, the body's a little bit more fragile, so you need to be a little bit more gentle with them. But overall, the care is still the same.
So you wouldn't say to somebody, well, now that you're 60 years old, or your parents are in their 70s and 80s, that you wouldn't say to them that they shouldn't seek chiropractic care?
No, absolutely not. A lot of people say, well, what age is good? And I say, as long as you're breathing, you have the ability to heal. So no, there really isn't one age or any age that is ideal. As long as your body is alive, we can rejuvenate some of that power.
And what happens with headaches? Why do people have headaches?
Well, a headache is basically like a smoke alarm that goes off in your head, okay? The body is sort of just saying to you, something's not right. Do something, fix something. And that's where the nervous system comes in again, where you have to make sure that everything is communicating properly. And again, the spine plays an integral role in restoring some of that.
Now, Dr. Merlino, I know some people are very, very hesitant about seeking out chiropractic care. They feel that the adjustment's going to be too powerful, it's going to injure them, and so they're afraid.
Absolutely.
What would you say to those people to get them interested in the healing properties of chiropractic care?
Well, basically, the adjustment is the actual technique, and there are lots of different techniques. Chiropractic is over 120 years old, and in the beginning, there would have been techniques that they felt were more about force, and about alignment. And even though alignment is important, today there are lots of different technologies that we use that will allow the same type of balance to the spine, but without force. So I don't have to use any force if I don't want to. I have a specific instrument that I use, tables, different things that will allow us to restore the balance in the body without all of the force or snapping necks or cracking bones or anything like that.
Right,
we don't do that. Right. It's more about the specificity, about restoring the healing power versus how we're doing it.
So when somebody comes into your office, you don't see everybody as one right after another in terms of everybody is different to some extent. How do you identify what somebody needs?
Well, that's a secret.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't
Well,
really tell you
don't
that.
give away
No,
your
no,
secret.
no, I'm
No,
just
no,
kidding.
it's
I'm
good.
just
Don't-
kidding. You know, it's each individual, even though we all have the same parts, our bodies all function on a different capacity. So I always tell patients I'm sort of like a detective. When you first come in, you have to figure out what their body needs and how it changes, and then work with them, you know, each time you see them to figure out what their body, how it's changing, what their lifestyle is like, that kind of thing. And that really is a lot of why they wind up in the places that they are. We're all sort of an accumulation of what we do every day. And that can lead them down a road where their body is challenged. And what we have to do is go back and figure out how to restore that.
So is sitting something that interferes with the spinal health, we'll say?
Absolutely. You need to sit, a little more, sit back a little bit more. Everything, really. Our occupation, you know, for the female, as far as childbirth goes, we work on, you know, a lot of women pre and post pregnancy, because again, the body, it's a very amazing, you know, endeavor, but it's something that the body does go through a lot of stress and strain with. So it can be very simple too, very complicated.
Dr. Merlino, you're great, and I certainly love chiropractic care because I know, like I said earlier, it's really helped me. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Coming up on Power Your Life, Shape Up for Spring. A certified personal trainer is here to show us some great fat blasting tricks. Stay with us.